Well, today we're on something a little different.
A little bit.
You build a kit.
Yes, another one. It's been sitting idle for a while and it was begging to be built.
Yeah, what is the company here? ROKR?
I want to say ROKR, R-O-K-R,
Yeah.
available on Amazon.
That's really neat. The pictures and ads have been coming up for it.
Right.
So, what the heck?
Exactly.
So you build it.
Right. Now, it's just about the right size for a display shelf somewhere. It doesn't take up a whole lot of room, but it's a nice size build and gives a good proportion, so you can easily work on it. Now, the key here is it's supposed to be completely operational, and given the fact that we're working with flat pieces of very thin plywood, I seriously had my doubts whether this would all work. But of course, what's really cool is it lights up on the inside, so it looks like there's actually a fire in the firebox, and the little cotton swatch is the smoke coming out of the stack. So I can't wait to see how this is going to turn out. And of course, it's not just the steam tractor, but it has a work capability, and it hauls a little wagon around with some wine barrels on it. So I don't know, maybe it's from wine country in the latest vineyard. Like most of these models, if you follow the step-by-step instructions, and I mean follow them right to the letter if you can, it goes together fairly easy at this point, but I've got my reservations as to whether some of these parts will actually work or they'll break, or, it's very thin plywood, and so we'll see.
One of the things I've noticed is if you're dealing with a company that does photo etching, then they want to make the entire kit out of photo etch.
Right.
And if you're dealing with a company like this that does laser cut wood, then they want to make the entire kit out of laser cut wood.
Right, and usually it works, but we'll just say from this kit, I learned a couple of things that I was a little bit afraid of, and if I was to ever build this kit again, I would do a few things different. One of the concerns that I had, and I wish I would have paid attention closer to my own intuition, is this crankshaft gizmo thing here. Usually these parts are made in duplicate in case you do break one, just even punching it out of the form, the tree. This one was by itself, and I looked at that and I thought, oh man, this could have a bad result. I really had my doubts about it. Now this little area right here I was super concerned about, because you had to wax it with a piece of wax that came with the kit so that everything slides back and forth. But it was so thin. Let's just say it's thinner than a coffee stirring stick. And I was just really afraid if something bound up or didn't work quite right, that thin plywood could break. And boy, I wasn't disappointed. Now during assembly it worked just fine, sliding back and forth. But as I started assembling the rest of the gear mechanism, something went kind of wrong and the whole thing got jammed up. And when I was testing it, turning on the motor, well, it did break. The other thing I found out while testing it, you've got to have really good batteries. I'm not sure what happened, but I got brand new batteries out of the package, but one of them must have been almost dead or something, because the lights wouldn't come on. So that was another thing with the test run that had me a little frustrated. And I looked over everything and thought, well, the string of lights must be bad. So I was trying to analyze that. The bottom line is we just tried another battery, and it came on fine.
Yeah, it's kind of amazing that there can be enough power to turn the motor, but if there isn't enough voltage, the lights don't come on.
Yeah, that's weird. I could see it being the other way around. It just doesn't come on at all. But the motor would come on, just not the lights, which was disappointing.
Is that the other direction?
Yeah, it's a little...
Yeah.
So I just went ahead and started assembling the rest of the steam tractor. I wasn't sure at this point whether it was going to just be a static model or I could actually get it to run. But the only way to know that is to start putting it together. Now there was a lot of different parts just to put together one wheel. But when it's assembled, it looks so authentic. It's amazing.
Yeah, I love that some of these wood kits come pre-colored.
Yes. But I always have to add my own touches, and given the era, I want to put pinstripes on this guy. Now mounting the wheels onto these is a little bit tricky. They actually give you some material to build your own tool, because that little black fitting on the hub has to be pushed in just so far, and it will tell you which part of that tool to use to make sure that fitting is exactly in the right spot. So it's a little bit tricky, but the wheel went on fine, and I added my pinstriping.
Well, now with the wheels on, it's starting to really look like a tractor.
Right.
There's a certain point in every model where it really comes to life.
Yeah, I sure hope I can make this little guy come to life, though, after breaking my part. It always seems a shame when you're working on a model and something breaks, and I'm sure everybody has been there at some point. So that's when you sleep on it, cry on it, and come up with an innovative fix for it. And in this case, what I ended up doing was just clipping off that little piece of broken plywood. There was no way it was going to turn, and it had to be there or it wouldn't run smooth. So I found a little piece of brass tube that would fit over that end, and drilled out the hole for the fitting, and by golly, it works. The only sad part was then I lost the transmission that had all the different gears, so that doesn't slide anymore, and the little lever doesn't work, but it runs. It still goes forward and backwards, so like, whoo, right? And even if there was a replacement, that crankshaft thing, you can't, once these things are together, there's no taking them apart.
What I love is that everything's done here by actually switching gears.
Right, there's gear switching going on, and it actually works.
And, often when you want to reverse direction on things, you just reverse the polarity on the motor, but not on one of these. It's all done with gears.
Now, when I'm working on one of these models, I like to give it my own signature look. So I wanted to add a little bit more color to the tractor. And black is one of my favorite additions. Even the side pieces, like where the plywood shows, I like to color that in and make sure it's all black so it doesn't look so much like wood. But I just use marking pens. They come in really handy, and if you go to Walmart, they come in various colors. What I thought was cute was it actually came with operators that were also made out of the plywood, but they weren't colored, so I had to color mine in.
All of the additional colors, I think that really brings it to life.
Oh, I love it that way.
The pinstriping, and actually the guys, they look kind of plain when the guys were just plywood, and now they really come to life.
Right, they've got to have some character, if you will. And I had to put the top on it, and it actually goes up and down. I assume that's where they keep the coal or the wood, but I wasn't happy with the way that looked, so I painted it too and really enhanced the pinstriping on it.
It's kind of like a little live steam engine where you have to open the roof to get to the controls.
Exactly. Now comes the crucial part. I can't wait to take it for a test drive.
Well, it works.
Yeah, it works. It gave us a few heart-stopping moments. We almost ran it into a few things, but hey, it pops wheelies. Check it out.
It doesn't necessarily get along that well with the carpet. This could go badly. Are you really sure you want to run it on the tabletop?
Oh, after everything I've been through.
You can just see it running off and crashing to the floor.
That's a lot of power.
So what's still to do on it?
This is done.
It's done.
Yeah, this is done. So after a few test runs, I secured the smokestack and added the little cotton swatch for smoke. Now the little lights actually flicker. It looks like there is a fire in the firebox. It's really awesome. So the next thing that has to be assembled is the little wagon that goes on behind the steam tractor that hauls the wine barrels. I was really surprised this actually has suspension. So the wine barrels went together really easy, and put put them on the back and strap them down so they don't roll away when my tractor pops a wheelie, and it's pretty much a done deal here. What I liked was it came with a few little accessories, namely a park bench and a lantern. That way I can pretend I'm at the steam up at Brooks, Oregon. Well, there it is, all finished, and you can run it in neutral gear and watch it go without the thing running off the table.
Or you can drop it into gear and pop a wheelie.
Yes, chase it down the road. And because of that, one of the things I had to add was some rat finks to the boiler jacket.
Well, time to set this one aside and move on to a new project.
Right, and I'll tell you what, if I save my pennies and buy another one of these from Amazon, I think I've learned a lot of lessons on what to do and not to do to assemble it.
Well, at any rate, if you're not a subscriber to the channel, please subscribe. And you can do that by clicking on the upcoming blue button. Zoink! Right there, the blue button. Well, we're not sure how you found this video on the internet. We hope you didn't find it boring, and we will see you here on Sunday. Bye-bye.
Bye.